Hey everybody, I want to wish everybody happy Thanksgiving. I'm awake. Well, everybody knows I'm an insomniac anyway. So I decided to get up and make myself something to eat. But the reason I went live at this time, I know most people won't see this particular video I do, so I'm not that worried about it. But I was thinking about different opportunities that people get and different motivational levels people get in. And it brought a story to mind. I heard the story with several mentors over the years, and I heard this particular way of thinking with everywhere from what I do to what others do, but it makes a lot of sense. And it goes something like this. I'm kind of going to go off on the variations of whatever stories there are, but this is kind of the point. There was a warden at one time. He was in charge of the death row. People that got put on death row. And each person that got put on death row, he was in charge of walking them to the death chamber and overseeing their execution. Now, it didn't matter what the execution was for or what the whole, what the person did. However, each person they'd walk to the gallows, he'd go and get them and slowly walk them to a room. And when they came to that room, just a second, I'm going to push pause on this real quick. And when they came to that room, the warden, he'd say, look, this is what your crimes, this is everything you've done. However, I want to give you this option. I want to give you two options. One, I want you to take a death like a man. Or two, I'm going to give you the choice of walking out that door on the other side of the chair, right there. And they'd look at him and like, well, what's on the other side of the door? He's like, I can't tell you that. He goes, it's so evil. It's so, nobody ever returns from it. And they look at him like, well, what's the difference? Well, you have to take the chances, man. What's the door? And he flat out said, it is the hardest, the scariest, the most brutal thing you'll ever take on in your life. There's like, if you go through that door, man. And they just wait and see the reaction. They were so terrified of the unknown, what's behind the door, that each one after one, was given the opportunity, they refused to take it. They're like, nope, I'd rather die. Because whatever horrors are worse than death, you do not want. So one day, a young officer came up to him and said, sir, I've noticed that every time nobody ever goes to me. He's like, what's so scary behind that door? And he goes, well, why don't you go over and open it up? He's like, I don't want to go open up that door. I don't know what's behind the door. He goes, no, really, go open it up. And the young man goes over and opens it up. No bars, no jail. Just an open door. He comes back and is like, why doesn't anybody choose that? He goes, because freedom is the scariest thing in the entire world. You see, when I give them the option, I'm telling them they could live on their own. When I tell them what's scary is that they have to think for themselves. They have to do for themselves. They have to go out there with the unknown, not knowing something. Scares people more than anything else. They would rather die than face the unknown. So each and every one of these people that could have lived another day chose to die over the fear of the unknown. He's like, are people that scared of the unknown? Yeah, they are. They will hurt your chances of doing anything in life. These are the same people that tell you don't do it, you can't do it, can't be done, won't be done, will never be done, it shouldn't be done. They're the ones that stop people from breaking records. They're the ones that, they could discover new things that have never been discovered before, but because it's never been done, they stop. Just because something hasn't been done yet, just because something hasn't been accomplished, Just because something is not right here today does not mean it's not possible. It just means it has not been created yet, has not been invented yet. That's the reason why I take everybody to the cemetery every couple months or every so often. Not necessarily because it's a veteran cemetery or stuff like that, but to show everybody the wealthiest, the richest place in the world is a cemetery. It's where dreams went to die, fortunes were never found, inventions were never invented, love was never had, and loss was the certainty. But we get so mixed up in the everyday life that we're scared to go behind the door that no one's opened up. We're so fearful of getting away from our friends who belittle us and badger us or abuse us or neglect us, who have Stockholm syndrome and stuff like that, because the unknown is more scary than the known abuse, the known neglect, the known, lack of a job or lack of confidence in oneself. That door symbolizes the difference between confidence and no confidence, the difference between motivation and no motivation. Go back to what Darnell Self used to say, look, my kid could not remember if I showed up to their birthday at a certain age. So if I could be out working so that I could spend every birthday with them, I'd do it. I understand people have priorities, and I understand family and God, and family is very important. But after a while, they're excuses. Not reasons, they're excuses. The same goes into why I always tell everybody, why are you out there asking for jobs? Why are you asking for a chance? Why are you asking for an opportunity? Then you don't take it. Because you're scared of the unknown. You're scared of what's behind the door. You're being led to your death. And you would choose death before opportunity. You would choose death before a pay raise. You'd choose death before higher education. You'd choose death before reading a book. You'd choose death before finding love. You'd choose death before doing anything that takes you out of your square, out of your comfort zone. And you are so badgered in that square, you can't get out. But I'm here to tell you, you can get out. I'm here to tell you, don't go to the same route home every day. Take a different route. Do like Jim Carrey off Yes Man, and keep saying yes to things that you normally never would say yes to. Go to a friend's church you'd never go to. Go and talk with people you never normally talk to. I don't understand why people don't. But it's funny, you look at the death and you see the bodies being wheeled out through the mortuary. Is that about right? No. What's the word I'm looking for? The mausoleum? I don't know. But you're seeing bodies, dead bodies, being taken out the back door, when all you have to do is walk out the front door. You got two doors. You got the back door, you got the door. You walk in the side. Death is certainty. But the uncertainty is scarier than death. Never assume what's in somebody's mind, heart, or body. Never assume that you can't get something finished or can't break a record. Or never assume you're not going to get that job. Or never assume that opportunity is not going to be there for you. Because it is. And it will be there for you. Never assume because of your sexuality, because of your race, your religion, your creed, your culture, your ethnicity, that you are less than anybody else. Because you're not. You are holding yourself back. You hold yourself to a lower standard. You need to be having a higher standard for yourself. You need to look in the mirror every day and tell yourself that you matter and that you're going to take on the world, 1 foot at a time. Because each and every one of you matters. Each and every one of you makes a difference. So what? You got to show a few people a little bit of extra kindness. You can do it. I know you can. I believe in you. Anyway, that's my thought for tonight. Just because somebody's not the same as you doesn't mean you can't get along with them. Just because you're opposite of somebody doesn't mean that they're not the best person for you. And I think that's what we forget sometimes in life, is opposites do attract. Some of the greatest relationships are the two people that they make up each other's weaknesses and they help with each other's strengths. It's a teamwork effort. Anyway, I'm going to grab this bite to eat real quick. My name is Jeffrey Jansen. I don't even know what time it is right now. My clock is on my phone. Anyway, hope you never have a blessed night. I'll see y'all later. And like I said, have a very happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy your family and friends. Call them if you can. Be there for them if you can. Have a great night, everybody.